Hello everyone, Eugene here, and in this video I'm going to take you through one of Nathan's back workouts. There are a couple of factors I took into consideration when I designed this session. So we're currently less than 3 weeks out from a contest, so while it's obviously important to keep training volumes high, I also had to account for the fact that Nathan is on depleted calories and recovery isn't where it would be in growth phases. Today ended up being a very high amount of volume for his AM session. We did close to 40 sets in less than an hour. Now the reason we can get away with such a high amount of volume is due to the way that I set up his training session. The theme of today was to de-emphasize the eccentric. You'll notice here on the deadlifts, Nathan is pretty much dumping the weight back to the bottom position with minimal control. I had him do this because the eccentric phase of the lift is where a lot of inflammatory metabolites, muscle damage, and neurological fatigue tend to accumulate. Now these are very important factors for growth, but the goal at the moment isn't maximal growth. While dieting, our goal is to stimulate the muscle as frequently as possible with as much volume as possible to promote blood flow, maintain fullness, and preserve tissue. If we create too much metabolic stress in his training while he is unable to recover fully, it will accrue as the weeks go on and leave him feeling completely drained. After this, we moved on to a superset of mag grip pull downs and snatch grip Pendlay rows. You really want to pay attention here on the pull downs to the tempo that we're using. Nathan is specifically pausing at the bottom in the contracted position and in the stretch position to really decompress the spine and open up his lats a lot more. Again, there's not much regard on either one of these two movements on the eccentric for the same reasons. We just don't want to be accruing a lot of fatigue here. I want him pumping through a lot of sets with a very quick pace. We ended up going through 5 rounds of this. As he fatigued, we pushed the pull downs to a more looser tempo with partial reps pumping out just the top half of the motion. So after the main explosive work, we moved over into a triset of supported dumbbell rows, seated cable rows, and eagle rows. The goal with this triset was to now stimulate the lats from a variety of angles, particularly emphasizing the lower lats and back thickness, which is a weak point for Nathan. The weights here are a little bit lighter, and we still don't pay too much regard to the tempo. But if there was a time to slow things down, this would be it on the more isolated, less demanding movements. As the movements here are a lot more basic and simple, we pushed each set to complete partial failure to really finish off his lats. Then we finished up with some more supported dumbbell rows, this time with the hips significantly higher than the shoulders. This is a great position to be in to decompress the spine and nail the lower lats right at the end of a session. Notice the trajectory and the way that he rotates his arms and lifts his head through the movement. And that was it for today's morning session. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, feel free to ask any questions below.